Good morning, my Common Sense Folks TV show listeners listening. Happy Tuesday to you guys. It is the beginning of the work week for most folks. Um, I hope that everyone had a wonderful Memorial Day. You guys had barbecue and all that good stuff. But today is back to business. So today on this episode of the Common Sense Show TV, I'm going to talk about, or on this inspirational episode, I try to make all of my episodes inspirational. Sometimes they do, sometimes they aren't. But today we're going to talk about keep. The topic of today is to keep climbing. The reason why I like to talk about inspirational stuff is because I'm one of those guys that was, for the majority of my life, I was down in the dumps. Um, and I was always clawing and striving to get to the next level in life. But I also realized in those struggles and in the clawing is that the clawing and the fighting is what made me who I am today. And the climbing and the struggling that we're doing is going to make you who you are today as well. So we have to keep climbing. I know things in life gets rough. We are faced with daily situations to where they don't always come out in our favor. But we have to find the spirit of the fight. We have to fight through, and we have to climb to the top. Even though in work situations, in relationships, in marriages, they may not be where you want them to be. But I guarantee, if you continue to claw and continue to fight through those things, that you will get to the top eventually. I think what happens with a lot of people is that they quit in the middle of the fight and they never get to the promised land. It's kind of like the story in the Bible of the children of Israel, how they went around that mountain so many different times and they never saw the promised land because they were so busy wrapped up in their situations and wrapped up in conflict and arguments and all that good stuff. We have to learn how to fight through those struggles and claw to the top, get to where we need to be, get to the promised land. Let's stop with the excuses. Let's stop with the giving up. Let's stop with the fear. I know it's hard. I know it's hard out here. And but the struggle, it, even though it is real, it's also relevant because, like I always say, like I said in the in my episode in my show Friday night on the Common Sense Show on Facebook, is that you know you you have to continue to fight regardless of how it looks. You have to do it scared. You have to do it fearful. You have to uh, do it to where no one can understand. See, this is the thing, is that some people will call you crazy if you keep going through the fight, and even though you're being thrown every left hook to the body that that life can throw you, people will eventually call you crazy. They'll be like, "What is he? Why is he still fighting through this? He can't catch a break. She can't catch a break. He cheating. He doing this. Things are getting tough. Why is he? Why?" But the Bible says that the God will bless you, and it will confound the wise. People will not be able to understand where it came from. And it's all because we simply decided to give up on, not, I'm sorry, we decided not to give up the fight and continue to do and get to the next place in our lives. I always say, the way God is set up, the way God does things, is that He will put that blessing on. Consider it as a ladder, right? Like I always say, consider it a ladder, and He will put that blessing at the next rung, right above your head, maybe two rungs above your head. And in order for you to reach that next blessing, you have to claw and you have to climb to get to that blessing. So that's the story on today. Make sure, you guys, that you are constantly in the fight. I know it's rough. I know it's hard. Things get tough. You don't want to deal with stuff. Some days you get up, you just don't feel like adulting that day. I understand. But we have to continue to fight, Continue to keep up the good fight and be positive in the fight. The make sure that even in the fight, even when you're going through, let's not mumble. Let's not under our breath uh, be speaking negatively, because that will halt your blessings as well. Go through the fight, smile through the fight. The old gospel song is it requires us to smile through our storm. It's not always going to be that way. The Bible says the joy, I'm sorry, that joy, that rain, I'm sorry, rain endureth for the night, but joy cometh in the morning. That the moment between the rain and the joy is the fight. The moment between the rain and the joy is a process. Take peace in the process. Enjoy the process. Let the process make you. Don't let it break you. So in closing, I want to thank you guys for listening on today. Um, this show is on Apple iTunes. It is on Castbox. It is also on Radio Public. If you have any of those particular platforms or apps, go ahead and download those. Subscribe to the broadcast. I'm going to come to you every morning with these particular inspirational podcasts. I'm actually going to have some guests on, some co-hosts on, and try the whole co-host thing that Anchor has. I'm going to try that. But make sure today, you guys, that you continue to climb, continue to soar, continue over your fears, your walls, as they would say. Sometimes you just have to stand still. Sometimes you have to shout those walls down, but continue to climb. Do not stop your ascension to the top of your level. You guys have a great day, and I will see you on the flip side. Remember to go to the website at www.thecommonSenseShowTV.com and scroll to the bottom of that website, subscribe, shoot me an email if you have a question about any topics. If you want to be a guest on the show, hey, hit me a line. I'm easy to talk to. So you guys have a great day. I will see you on the flip. Have a good one. Peace.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.